She stood at the edge of the cliff, knowing that stepping forward would change everything forever. But sometimes, the hardest choices are the ones we make for those we love the most. Where are you watching from? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories. Or please complete our 1,000 subscribers. It was a quiet evening in a small village, nestled deep in the mountains, where the air was thick with the scent of wildflowers and the soft hum of nature. In this place, where life moved slowly, there lived a woman named Maria. She was the mother of two beautiful children, Lena and Marco, who filled her heart with joy and pride. Maria wasn't rich, nor did she have any luxuries in life. In fact, her life was a constant struggle, but one that she accepted with grace and determination. She worked tirelessly every day, from the crack of dawn until the stars filled the night sky, doing whatever it took to put food on the table for her children. She was a seamstress, stitching clothes by hand for the villagers, earning just enough to keep her family going. Yet, despite her tireless work, there was one thing Maria could not give her children: an education. Her dreams for them were big, far bigger than the small, rustic village they called home. She wanted them to have the opportunities she never had, to be free from the hard, repetitive work that defined her life. Lena, who was only 12, had shown a keen mind for learning, always devouring books and asking questions about the world beyond the mountains. Marco, a year younger, was full of energy and curiosity. Maria's heart swelled with love for them, but also with a deep, aching fear. They deserved more, and she knew it, even if it meant making sacrifices she never thought possible. One cold winter morning, Maria received a letter from the city, a scholarship offer for Lena to attend a prestigious school, one that could shape her future. It was an opportunity that most children could only dream of. But there was a catch. The scholarship covered the tuition, but it didn't cover living expenses. Lena would need to live in the city, and that meant Maria would have to send her away. The thought of being separated from her daughter broke her heart, but Maria knew that this was the only way. She could not let her fear of loneliness hold Lena back from a brighter future. But the cost was high. The road to the city was treacherous, and the journey would take days. Maria had to make a painful decision: sell their small cottage, the only home she had ever known, in order to provide for Lena's living expenses. The night before Lena was to leave, Maria held her daughter close, her heart heavy with the weight of her decision. She kissed Lena's forehead and whispered, "You're going to make us proud, my dear. Never forget where you come from. The world is waiting for you." Lena, sensing her mother's sorrow, hugged her tightly. "I'll come back, Mama, I promise. And when I do, I'll bring you the world." Those words haunted Maria long after the morning sun had risen. The next day, Lena set off, the look in her eyes a mix of excitement and sadness. Maria stood on the porch, watching her daughter disappear down the winding path, her heart torn in two. But she knew this was the right choice. Months passed, and life became even harder for Maria. Without Lena around, there was no one to help her with the chores, no one to fill the silence with laughter. Marco had grown older and was becoming more independent, but Maria still carried the weight of their struggles on her shoulders. Every night, she would sit by the fire, stitching clothes with tears in her eyes, praying that Lena was safe and thriving in the city. Then, one day, a letter arrived from Lena. Maria's heart skipped a beat as she tore open the envelope. It was brief, but filled with love. Lena thanked her mother for giving her the chance to pursue her dreams, and she promised to make her proud. But it was the final line that made Maria gasp. "Mama, I found a way to bring Marco to the city. We'll be together again soon." Maria's heart swelled with pride and hope. It wasn't just Lena's success that she was proud of. It was the fact that, despite everything, they were a family. And though she had sacrificed so much, she knew that her children's future was now secure. Years passed, and Lena graduated at the top of her class, a brilliant young woman with a bright future ahead of her. Marco, too, had thrived in the city, his curiosity and energy leading him to pursue a career in engineering. Maria, now much older, had seen her children grow into the people she had always known they could be. And while life was still difficult, the love and sacrifices she had made had shaped a future for her family that was filled with endless possibilities. Maria stood at the edge of that cliff once more, but this time she wasn't alone. Lena and Marco stood beside her, their arms around her shoulders. They looked out at the world, knowing that everything they had was because of their mother's love and sacrifice. Maria smiled, feeling an overwhelming sense of peace. The hardest choices, the ones that seemed impossible, had led them to this moment, a moment of joy, pride, and a future that was brighter than she had ever imagined. If you liked this story, please like and subscribe for more heartfelt tales of love, sacrifice, and the strength of family.